Hello, welcome to natemareflix. I am Nate, you are you, and I'm a big old failure. No, I'm not just talking about my sub count. I'm talking about the fact that I keep on doing the same thing and expecting different results. Last year, I put out my most anticipated movies of 2020, and things went all wiggity whack, and I still ain't learned nothing because I'm right back here in 2021 saying, hey, I'm still optimistic, I'm still hopeful, things will get on track. These are the top 10 films that I can't wait to see in 2021. Number 10 is The Conjuring 3, which comes packaged with the tagline, "The devil made me do it." And I first saw that, I was like, that sounds ridiculous. That sounds so goofy. That sounds like what little Nate as a kindergartner would have said to his mom when he was caught red-handed, like, the devil made me do it. I was like, what are you thinking here? And then I actually looked into it a little bit more, and I found out that this actually is a callback to the first time in US history that a person's legal defense was, "The devil made me do it." I guess claiming demonic possession or something like that. This was like at the time of satanic panic. So it'll be really interesting to see this universe explore that time period. It's kind of like in The Conjuring 2 where they play with, was this a hoax or was this legitimate? It was the Warren, so it was a hoax. That's all I'm saying. But anyways, at least when you're in the movie, you can kind of suspend your disbelief and you can play with, ooh, what if this stuff could be real? What if it did happen? And then you're bringing back Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga. I'm all about that. I love what they do in the Conjuring films. I only wish James Wan was coming back and not the dude from La Llorona. Why? Number 9 is Godzilla vs. Kong, because I love my slow burning, deep subtext, just really like thematic films. I'm just kidding, guys. This will be a super pulpy, gigantic, blockbustery, dumb, fun extravaganza, and I can't wait. I only hope that I get to take it in the way it is meant to be enjoyed, which is on a big screen with surround sound and some people. But hey, if I can't, I have to watch it at home on HBO Max. That will still be fun too, because my dog's favorite movie is Kong Skull Island. That's right, you heard me right. My dog's favorite movie is Kong Skull Island because he loves to watch for animals on TV and he loves all the animal sounds in that thing. I think there's a little bit of uncanny valley too, because sometimes he like peers in and you see the hairs bristle on the back of his neck and he's like, am I looking at a real monkey? What am I seeing? Is this an animal? Should I be alarmed? Do I need to go to the fence? What is happening? So I think it'll be fun for my girlfriend and I and my dog to sit back and place our bets and root for our boy Kong. That's right, we're Team Kong here. Who are you repping? Although if I had to really put money on it, y'all, I would say they end up teaming up to stave off another type of threat against mankind, but that's just me. At number 8 is A Quiet Place 2, and I know that Emily Blunt is back, and I know John Krasinski is directing, and really that is all I need at this time. I'm sold. I love the first one. Can't wait to see it. Can't wait to see this world expand as they leave the farm. I think this will take on sort of like the Walking Dead type of feel, where you have all these monsters and things, but humans emerge as the real threat. And I make that comparison in a good way. I know a lot of people hate The Walking Dead now, and it did kind of drive off a cliff. But when it was good, it was really good, and I think this will capture some of that same magic. I'm interested to see what Cillian Murphy does in his role. I'm really interested in this thing. I love the first one, like I said, and I'm really excited we are getting another. Number 7 is Marvel's Black Widow. I am a huge Hugh fan. I love what she did in Midsommar. I love what she did in Fighting With My Family, a little sleeper hit you should check out if you need a good laugh. You don't have to watch wrestling. I don't like wrestling, and I watched that movie and still had a ball with it, so check her out in that. But I can't wait to see what she does as a Marvel character. And also David Harbour coming over from Stranger Things to get in here. Looks like he's gonna have some good one-liners. He's gonna be some comedic relief while still being able to throw in some cool fight sequences. The set pieces look incredible. I think with everything we know about Black Widow and her ultimate fate, that there's gonna be some real chance for emotion in this thing. I can't wait to see how Phase 4 gets going and how they're gonna go from what we saw in Endgame. I really think that the trailer for this looked impeccable and remarkable, and I'm ready to take it in. Number 6 is Spiral from the Book of Saw. Chris Rock pitched a Saw movie. Chris Rock wrote a Saw movie. What universe are we living in? That is awesome. I can't wait to see it. And then he got Samuel L. Jackson to join him. This thing just looks sleek. It looks cool. I think it's gonna reinvigorate the Saw franchise and breathe some fresh air into it. I can't wait to see what perspective. I think they're setting up a really cool twist with this. I really encourage you to go check out the trailer for Spiral if you haven't seen it, because I am pumped for this way more than I have been for any Saw film in a long time, maybe ever. There's something about it. Sometimes you just see something and there's an inherent magic in it that you're like, oh, this is a can't miss. This is gonna be good. Could be wrong here, but that is what I feel when I look at Spiral. Number 5 is Don't Breathe 2, and I absolutely love Don't Breathe. It is one of my favorite horror films in the last 10, 15 years. I don't think it always gets enough due. I love Stephen Lang and Jane Levy in the first one, and we know Lang is coming back as the blind man. We don't yet know about Jane Levy, but I do believe she'll be back, guys, because right now they're keeping everything so hush hush. You know, you go look up the cast and you just see Stephen Lang. Like, come on, what y'all hiding? You trying to hide a reveal? You trying to keep it from me? She coming back, ain't she? I think she's coming back, and I really hope she does. I want to see these two be pitted against each other once more. And all we know about the plot at this time is that the blind man has tried to move on with life, and he has taken in a girl who is orphaned by a fire. I think there could be some more insidious stuff going on there, but I digress. Anyway, he has this girl that's orphaned by a fire, and then people come and take her from him, and then he has to go and try to get her back. So I'm like, is it Jane Levy? Did you take Jane Levy's sister? Did you burn down a house, you old blind man? And did you take her? And now Jane Levy's coming back and on the offensive, and then we're reversing things, so now you're invading her home instead of her invading your home. I don't know, guys. That sounds like a damn good time to me. Number 4 is Mortal Kombat. I grew up playing this thing on the Sega and going to the local Mama's Pizza and playing it on the little arcade game thing there, and I've always loved this franchise. I love just button mashing against my brother and watching him rip my spine out of my back and show it to me. Yeah, it's way more pleasant than it sounds. And then like Sub-Zero and Scorpion, they've always been some of my favorite characters ever since I was a little boy wearing the Walmart knockoff Blue Ninja costume, wanting so badly to be Sub-Zero and whoop some ass and then freeze it. So I can't wait to see what they're gonna do with this. I actually think the 90s movie isn't that bad. Of course, it's a little corny, but it fits its era. It fits that it is this crazy video game movie that's light on story. But I think this thing could actually be great. It is produced by James Wan. We're being promised all sorts of amazing fight choreography. We recently had pictures come out and the images look great. The makeup and costume looks fantastic. Like I said, I think the fighting will be incredible, and I think they're actually gonna give us a little bit more of story. But wait, guys, the best part yet, fatalities. That is right. We are being promised that this will be a rated R film, which a Mortal Kombat movie should be. Mortal Kombat is the reason there are ratings for our parental guidance ratings on video games. So you gotta bring it. You gotta bring the gore that'll make other people shake their head and feel uneasy and make the rest of us be like, hell yeah, that was awesome. This movie should do that. We are gonna get fatalities for the first time in a Mortal Kombat film, and I can't wait to see that. Number 3 is Venom 2, Let There Be Carnage. When I was a little kid, I would play all these Spider-Man games and watch the Spider-Man animated TV show and all this stuff. And I'd always see Carnage and be like, man, Carnage is so cool and badass. I really hope he comes up in a movie one day. It would probably never happen. And then I would see like the Green Goblin get his due. I would even see the Sandman. Like, how did the Sandman get on screen before Carnage? But I didn't think it would ever happen, and here he is. He is a sadistic, psychopathic freak, and he's played by Woody Harrelson, who's one of my personal favorites, and I can't wait to see what he will do in this role opposite Tom Hardy. I think this thing has potential to be great. It also has potential to be pretty devastatingly awful. I'll put that out there. I've got some anxiety about this one, but I'm crossing my fingers and hoping for the best. I know a lot of people didn't love the first Venom film. I did. Was it a little bit all over the place in tone? Yes, but I thought it was great. I love that it was a little bit like a horror film, and other times it was a little bit like a comedy. I love just seeing Tom Hardy ham it up and have fun in this world, and it was just so great to finally see Venom on screen. I think maybe they learned some lessons, you know, they took some lumps with the first one, so maybe they kind of spin it and get it going, and then maybe we're set up for Venom to finally square off or team up with Spider-Man, and I do believe so, because number 2 is this Untitled Spider-Man project, and I'm going to tell you right now, the biggest reason I think it is still untitled, even though it's supposed to come out later this year, is because they are waiting for Venom to come out before they give it a title, because they've got something up their sleeve and they don't want to reveal it to you too early. I think that's what's going on. We know everyone else is coming back. We know we're getting into some like weird Spider-Verse, multiverse type of stuff, where we're going to have Toby coming back, we're going to have Garfield coming back, we're going to have Doc Ock coming back, we're going to have all these old villains like Jamie Foxx's character, he's coming back. Like, all this stuff is happening, and at first I'm like, man, you guys are biting off so much, this could be a train wreck. And then I'm like, no, this is Marvel. You guys are always on top of it. There has to have been a plan for this, and I can't wait to see it pulled off. This thing is such a swing for the fences, and I can't wait. I loved Spider-Man Far From Home, enjoyed it way more than Spider-Man Homecoming, and so I think we're gonna continue that upward ascension. I would even be cool if they bring back Ryan Gyllenhaal's Mysterio. I loved all the kind of like hallucination things he was able to do against Spider-Man. I thought it added a nice kind of horror tone to it. And then if you bring in Venom and all these other baddies, I think it'll be awesome to see all of that play out. And it'll be the most intense, visually splendiferous Spider-Man film we've ever got, and I just applaud them for going for this. And at number 1, you already know what it is. It is Halloween Kills. For 2 years straight, this has been my most anticipated film. I am a Halloween fanboy. If you've ever seen the channel, you know that. I need to see my boy Michael Myers do his thing. I think he's going to do it in an amazing, over-the-top, grisly, brutal, slasherific fashion in Halloween Kills. We are being promised a staggering body count. We are being promised an emotional punch to the gut. I think we're going to get so much payoff that we're gonna be like, oh my god, this is the return of the Jedi of the Halloween franchise. I think it's gonna take Halloween 2018 and just leap over it just by bounds. I think it's gonna be incredible, and I think it may go down as the best of this new trilogy because everything I hear just gets me more and more excited. When at first I was anxious about it, I didn't like the idea of knowing we were getting a trilogy and being like, oh well, this is just gonna be some filler until we can get to Halloween Ends. No, I think this is gonna be the meat of the sandwich. This is gonna be the best part, and I can't wait to devour it. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to subscribe if you did. I would greatly appreciate that. On that, you have a fantastic day. I'm Nate for natemareflix saying that's a wrap.